Hi, welcome to Gemini Star Spiritual Wellness. Thank you for joining me today. I'm excited that you're here with me for this video. So in today's video, we're doing the weekly read for October 26th through November 1st for all the water signs. So that would be Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So let's go ahead and get started and see what's going on for all you water signs out there. And I have to apologize for you can see the sun. It's early morning. The sun's coming in such an angle that it's illuminating me, as you could see, and I'm trying to like keep my face out of the sun, but it's coming in at a weird angle, and that's the only bad thing with having all these big windows around is you get some weird sunlight coming in sometimes. And it messes with the lighting on on the computer. So as always, take what resonates and leave behind what doesn't. And please hit that like button, because when you hit the like button, it'll go out to other water signs that need to see this video. And please hit subscribe if you haven't already, so that you'll get future videos I put out. I do these weekly element readings every Friday. And I am trying to grow my channel, so I want to thank all the current and new subscribers. Thank you for supporting me. I really appreciate you. And by hitting that like button, it will help, help the channel to grow. It'll help it to grow and send it out to more people. So let's see what's going on. Hopefully you can see the cards with the sunlight. It's just so weird how it comes in like that. All right, so let's see. What is the energy for the water signs for the week of October 26th through November 1st, 2025? Okay, one more shuffle. Okay, let's see what's going on for you water signs. At least it's a pretty sunny day out and it's not raining. All right, let's see. We got the Three of Cups, the Queen of Cups, Ace of Swords. We've got the Eight of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups, Death, and the Devil. Okay, wow. All right, let's see what's going on. So coming into the week of the 26 water signs, I definitely, it looks like there's some truth that's been coming out, or some information, like thoughts and words coming out, and a new beginning of it. So what I'm feeling is there's been, what I'm seeing is like someone going like this with their mouth. So it's like there's been information that's been kept from you that you don't know about, or, words or thoughts that haven't been spoken is what I'm hearing, words and thoughts. And I'm seeing somebody like with their hand over their mouth like that. So it's like you're having, and it's like a new beginning of it. So what's going to happen is people are going to start speaking their truth. They're going to start speaking their thoughts and words to you, or, maybe people around you are going to start talking, but it's like a new beginning of it. So it's kind of like that pause energy of not talking, of not speaking the truth is going to stop, and it's going to be a new beginning of this opening up and unleashing this words and thoughts and and words and speaking and, just conversation, I guess, and truth. I keep hearing the word truth. So where you're at, water sign, you're in this place of celebration. And I feel like this is the past energy for you. So it's already either started. If it hasn't started for you yet, it's getting ready to. It's going to be like, I'm hearing the floodgates are going to open. So it's going to be like all this information is going to come out that you're going to find out about, or, like truth, words, thoughts are going to be spoken, that you're going to know about. And it's all going to, excuse me, it's all going to come out. And it's been held back in the past, but it's starting to come out already. Like it's probably already been happening coming into this week. But if it hasn't already, it's coming. But you're in this celebratory mood, and I think it has something to do with this information coming out, like things moving forward and things not being blocked anymore when it comes to this. And I feel like, you're excited about that. You're happy about that. and it's putting you in this like kind of celebration mood, like, and I'm feeling like a very light energy, like very happy, very not like heavy, but very light energy. And I'm feeling like this is information that you and truth that you've been waiting to come out. Like maybe you're dealing with like a court case or a divorce or something like that, and you're here and it's like you've been waiting for information to be released, and it finally gets released. It was held up, and now it's finally, coming into this week, it's been getting released, and you're now in this celebratory type of energy over it, because I definitely feel like there's a connection with this compared to what's been, oh, you can't even see that with the sun. Hold on. There we go. What's been happening with the truth, knowledge, and words and thoughts coming out. But also in the situation about it, though, even though it's like I feel like that's connected, that information's coming out, it's putting you in that celebratory mood. You're in this Queen of Cups type energy for the situation. So you're definitely looking at it from your heart center. Let's see, I'll put it over here. Sorry, I'm trying to find a spot where the sun's not on it. But, she's sitting there on her throne, the queen, and she's very wise and she's very smart and she's very confident, but she's also very loving. So the Queen of Cups is definitely connected to her heart chakra and connected to her heart center. And she definitely follows like, she definitely follows her unconditional love that's within her. And I feel like that's the energy that you've been in, especially dealing with this. Like you're dealing with this situation through your heart center, through your heart chakra. And the atmosphere is you've been working on this for a while. So it's about 80% there. So whatever you've been working on, it's like, that this situation about this information or truth coming out, words and thoughts, I definitely feel like, you've been working hard on it for a while, and you're not quite there yet. See how hard he's working on that little pentacle? And he's got all these pentacles he's done already. So you've been working on it for quite some time, but you're not quite finished yet. You're like about 80% there. You're not quite finished yet. But this is your current energy, water sign, for this week. So going into this week, you're kind of, that information's freeing you up to celebrate. As you can see the cards here. Sorry about the sun. And it's freeing you up to celebrate. And you are looking at it from your heart center. So you've been very good about staying, even if this has been a difficult situation for you, and I feel like it has been, coming up with the cards that are coming up, you've been, even though it's been difficult for you, you've stayed in this Queen of Cups energy about it. You stayed in your heart center, you stayed in unconditional love. You've been, letting that guide you. So you haven't you've been staying in that, kind of regal queen energy through it. But I definitely feel like, this is connected. So whatever information that you've been waiting on to come out, information, facts, truth, words and thoughts, it's definitely leading to you being very happy about it. And it's like, I'm feeling like it was heavy energy in the past when you were waiting for this to happen. It was very heavy. Whatever you're going through is very heavy, low vibrational. And it's like now it's thanks to now thanks to this coming out, it's much more lighter energy. So I definitely feel like, it could very well be like a court case or a divorce, something you were going through that was very challenging. You get information about like maybe the divorce is, final, you know, and you get that notification that it's all done and it's final, and you're happy about it. Or even if you weren't married, but like like a situation, like maybe like a legal situation you're in, like a business partnership you tried to dissolve, or a long-term relationship that wasn't working out, and you find out information about it in the past, about stuff in the past you didn't know, and it helps you to kind of break out of this situation. But you have been working on it for a while. It's not something like you just started working on and just made this decision to do. It's been going on for a while. And then what's interesting to me is in the near future, you are definitely walking away from something. And I feel like, it's been a long time coming. Like I said, you've been working on this for quite some time. And I'm hearing that there's a great sense of relief. So I'm hearing like somebody sigh, like, kind of like, that's what I'm hearing, like just taking a breath of fresh air, like a relief. So this is something that's been weighing on you for quite some time, and it's been very hard and challenging, and it's like you're happy it's over, you're happy to walk away from it, and there's kind of a sigh of relief is what I'm hearing. And then the advice cards I have, let me turn it here, is these two cards. There's definitely an ending of something here with the death card. There's definitely a transformation going on for you water signs, an end of something that was very challenging, that was very hard and heavy, because I felt heavy energy in the beginning of the reading. But you're going into something much better. This is what you're leaving behind. So you've been dealing with this devil, low vibrational energy. And the more I'm doing this reading, like what's coming to me, I definitely feel like like this might be like you're leaving a marriage that was toxic or a relationship. I feel it's like something on that level. Now, it could be like a business partnership that you were in with someone that was toxic and you're getting out of it and making that. It could be something like that, but I feel like it's more of a relationship with another person. And like I said, it could be a business partnership, but some kind of relationship, and it was very toxic and low vibrational, and it was holding you in that very low heavy energy, and it's like you knew you needed to get out of it intuitively. And I think that comes along with this Queen of Cups energy, and I'm hearing that you were following your intuition. And it was like I see like a person like taking one step in front of the other really slow, following your intuition. You were planning how you were going to do it because you've been planning it for a while, and you might not be all the way out of it yet, but whatever news comes in, whatever truth information comes in, it's going to push things forward, and it's definitely going to make you happy. It's going to be good for your situation. And even though you might not be totally out of the situation yet, that information is going to really push things forward, and it really makes you happy. It pushes you forward in a good place because you're dealing with this right now. This is where, I showed you a little earlier. This is where you are right now in the current energy. Oh, the sun. That's where you are right now in the current energy. So it hasn't happened yet. Like you haven't totally walked away from this situation yet. It's still going on. But by following your intuition, it's keeping you strong and keeping you in your heart center about it. Like you're staying wise about it and confident, and you're focused on doing it the right way and getting through it, and you're like tapping into that intuition, tapping into that your heart chakra to help you get through it. And in the near future, you're walking away from it, and you can see he's not even looking back. And you're not going to be looking back either. You're like, I'm done with this. So in the near future, even though you're not quite there yet to walk away from it, it's happening, it's coming. You're 80% there, it's coming up, it's going to be soon. But that information coming in is going to help relieve a lot of the stress you've been under. And I feel like a big release of that heavy energy that you were feeling in the situation. Because this was very heavy. This was, not a good situation. It was a very low vibrational, toxic. It wasn't healthy for you. It wasn't good for you. And it kept you in a very low vibrational place. And that's where that heavy energy is coming from that I'm feeling. And I'm definitely feeling that in the beginning of the reading. So that's what you were dealing with. And this could have been a relationship that you've had for years, that you've been dealing with this for years, and it's like you finally got to the point where you've had enough. And it's like, I think by using your intuition, you figured out, you needed to get out of this. Like you couldn't stay in this energy any longer. It was wearing you down. It was messing you up too much. Like you needed to get away from that low vibrational energy. And I do feel like it's, a very toxic situation or a toxic person that you were dealing with, because the devil's very low vibrational for sure. And so you're making this transition and you're leaving that behind. You're leaving that toxic, environment behind. You're doing what's better for you. And you're going to, as you walk away in the near future, you're going to be in a much better place. And it might take a little while for this to for you to finally walk away and for it to be done. But I feel like right now you're in a good place. That information coming out is going to put you in a good place, and you're going to be out of this energy, for good, And then, so even though you're not completely out of it right now, you're in a good place energetically right now. You're in a much more lighter energy, just being, out of it. Like say you are getting divorced. I'm just using that as an example, and you are in separation. You're not around that person all the time. So you've been able to raise your vibration and you're in a much better place than where you were before. But yes, this transition is definitely happening. It's an ending and a new beginning, and it's a bright new beginning, because you see this little sun here. You're heading to a much better, much better place. It's going to be a much better situation for you to get out of this toxic situation. Because anytime you're in this type of energy, that's not good. But getting away from this is going to be very positive for you and put you on a much better path. So it's the ending of the old toxic situation or low vibrational situation, and the beginning of something much, much better. Beginning of a much better situation. So, like a much better place. So you're ending, the old, and then a new beginning and something much better. So really, just hang in there, water signs, because you're in a good place right now energetically. You're a much higher vibration already. But in the near future, when you fully walk away from this and this situation's totally over, you're going to be in a much, much better place, especially energetically. And you're going to have a nice new beginning, bright new beginning, just like that little sun here on the card, nice and bright. So good job, water signs. It looks like you've got some good things coming in for you, but just hang in there, as far as fighting against this toxic low vibrational energy. And being in the higher energy that you're in right now, the higher vibrational energy, it's going to help you to fight that off. Now that you're like in a higher place vibrationally, it's going to help you. So very interesting reading for you, water signs. So just hang in there, because it looks like, you've turned the corner and you're almost at the finish line as far as getting out of this situation. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.